Minecraft is a sandbox game in which players can build anything they want, from farms to castles and more. However, what if we built a base as Mojang intended? The way I will perform this is by following the build guidebooks that Mojang has provided, and today I will be covering the first one. Oh, look at this place! Best location ever. I'm basing right there. I had a very good spawn, which was a village right next to a beautiful lake. Next to the village, there were some ocean ruins which I looted food from. I also came across a trident round, but sadly had no lucky drop. I got to work by creating a good foundation, but now comes a question for you. What do you think is the first build that Mojang wants us to build? I'm almost sure that most of you would say a house, or maybe a hut, or if something is wrong with you, a bed in the middle of a field. But if you said cabin, then you are wrong. Obviously, we need to build a creeper. How did you get that wrong? It's literally in the title of the game. I went to a nearby ocean and collected gravel and sand, since those are the requirements for concrete. But then to give the concrete a color, you need dye. And in our case, it's green dye, which can only be crafted with cacti. So I traveled across 2,000 blocks to finally find a mesa biome. This was better than a desert, since I needed terracotta as well. No, the cactus destroyed itself. How am I supposed to pick that up? Stupid cactus. Oh my god. This game, what is your design? I didn't gather enough cacti, so I went back once again. But on the way home, my brain had some sort of stroke, which made me end up in a situation. Oh! Where'd my bow go? Where did my boat go? Oh my god! I fell to the center of Earth! I lost my boat! There's diamonds! Oh my god! Any iron. I can't break it with that, can I? More iron. Oh! There's some more diamonds! Oh my god! Iron! I'm gonna be rich. Iron. There it is. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, you scared. Oh my god, bro, it's so dark. Why is it so dark? I started crafting the blocks that were required, and now all that was left to do was building the creeper. For some reason, my recording froze when I finished it, but my reaction probably was something like, wow, look at this creeper. It is super big and creepy. I also got into a raid, but I don't think it's important enough to mention. I'm just kidding, I died like 70 times to the stupid Ravager and get an aneurysm just by thinking back about it, and I just died over and over, but I ended up killing him so I could start on the next build. For the next build, I needed a specific item, a silk touch axe. So after building the enchantment room, I needed obsidian, so I started digging myself a staircase down into the ground. But it didn't take me long before I found my needs. What? What? After collecting an unnecessary amount of obsidian, I could finally start rolling through enchants on my table, but I lacked the levels that are required for Silk Touch. So after crafting myself a full set of iron armor, it was time to uncover new land. But hold on, back to the armor part. Can we appreciate the fact that this is the first time in this world that I crafted myself armor? Literally after 8 hours of playing? Yes, you heard that right. What you saw in 4 minutes actually was recorded over a span of 8 real-life hours. So while we appreciate the late set of armor, let's also appreciate me, because only you aren't subscribed. So if you have been enjoying it so far, then please consider subscribing. If you already were subscribed or just subscribed, I want to thank you and show you how you must confuse me with Dream. What? I have a super lucky nether spawn, but unlike Dream, I don't cheat. I walked straight on the same fortress hallway until I found a blaze spawner right at the end. With difficulty, I built myself a cage and made a nice system to grind XP with blaze rods on the side. Unfortunately for me, I suck and lost all progress of gaining XP. I tried to gain XP this way once again, but decided to change plans. I returned to the overworld and grinded mobs over a long adventure. This took longer than it would have taken me in the nether, but at the end of the day, I still had the experience level I needed, so I started enchanting. Yes. Fine. Finally, oh my god. Alright, now that I have the silk touch, I just need a special type of block. But for that, I need to find a dark oak biome. And I'm just gonna walk in this direction, because this is literally the only direction that I haven't explored yet. So if I go this way, I will have explored it as well. Oh, there it is. Okay, now let's open my book and let's see what I have to build. Something interesting about the next two builds. I will have to dig back into the history of my channel. My first serious videos were actually Let's Plays where I was following this book and would build a structure per episode, but my PC had an issue where it would keep freezing, so unfortunately I had to factory reset it, which made the world disappear forever. But special thanks to Mystery Ore for reviving this project. So yeah, now I just gotta start placing down blocks. I might as well show you the next build, which was the finale of that old series. Also, for the ones wondering, I grew these mangrove trees for vines that I used for mossy cobblestone. Anyways, for the next build, I had to get one of the hardest obtainable blocks in the game. I began just by building everything else. This was a beach house, right? So I started terraforming some space for the build. Also, yes, this is a beach house next to a lake. Okay, you don't make the rules, but I do. I made the foundation, built the walls and interior, and now it was just the roof. So the masterminds at Mojang decided, what if we made the roof out of dark prismarine slabs? Yeah, I think adding the highest guarded block in Minecraft would fit perfectly in the survival-friendly book. And guess what happened, my dear audience? Well, obviously, I died. But I instantly released a new season, which was my redemption arc. Blowing on my whistle, wait, yo! Right-clicking on the goat horn item, I raided the monument. After grabbing my gear back, I killed the albino fish. And I looked, and 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 looked. Okay, where is this stupid block? I found it. By making myself a safe corner, I gathered materials, block by block. If you're wondering how I don't have mining fatigue, well, let my milk buckets answer you. Also, apparently the Elder Guardian can keep spawning, which, you know, that's nice, I guess. I made my way out of there and finally, I can frame my roof. And once again, we have finished another build by Mojang. By scrapping 3 builds off the list, we are left with 15? Don't worry guys, they are bite-sized. No, in all seriousness, from this point on, the building really was starting to gain pace. Now that we've built these 3 things, what do you think Mojang finds important for us to build? What could it be? Okay, so it's pretty tall, but I'm gonna try to build it in here because I think this would be like a perfect location. Also, if your brain cells didn't catch what it was meant to be, it's a storage area. And it's like 2 stories, kinda. I think it's like 10 blocks tall. I didn't count them yet, but I'm just gonna dig in here. And honestly, future me or editor me, please just for the sake of the viewers, skim through this part. It is gonna be so boring. It's a storage area. No one is interested in storage areas. All right, thank you. And I guess I'll see you in a few hours. After transferring all of the blocks into my storage unit, I got my hands dirty because for this build I needed 4 jungle saplings. I went to a jungle that was kinda nearby and collected the saplings. I planted them back at my base and voila, just needed to build the build, which is a tree house. You know, me and my friend Ayose were talking one time, and we both agreed that every base needs a watchtower, and the height of this tree house counts as a watchtower. And honestly, I am impressed by Mojang. They truly haven't disappointed me with the builds. This is what a base needs. Some aesthetic houses, which the beach house counts as a fishing spot as well, a storage system, and now a tree house with watchtower capabilities. Like I said, Mojang truly impresses me, and nothing can ever... Moving on, now comes a very, very, very scary build. See, This book could also be meant for Bedrock Edition, which has some different mechanics. None of the previous builds required some crazy mechanics, but now it's getting risky. I present you the Superhero Flight School. Yeah, it's not built yet since I need endstone bricks. But while I am searching for the stronghold, I will explain this build. It's a tent with an obsidian box in the middle. There's a pressure plate in the center of that box, and I will have to surround myself with TNT. Now, the box will be filled with water, and when the TNT goes boom, I should find myself in the sky. So basically, this is an elytra launcher. Now, there is a chance that I just die to the TNT and lose all of my stuff in my inventory, including the elytra, since it might be a Bedrock Edition only mechanic, but we will have to find out the hard way. After trading with villagers in a random village I came across, I had enough ender pearls to enter the final dimension. And honestly, this video isn't really suiting for the next part that I am about to create, but honestly, it has become iconic of me doing a movie-like end battle clip, so I will proceed to do so. Let me cue the DM Dokuro music and let's hop into it. After beating the Ender Dragon, I looked around and found a couple of end cities nearby each other. Since there was a risk of losing my elytra by dying to TNT, I collected 3 in total. The third one is just a flex. Other than that, I collected a ton of gear as well as endstone bricks. I also collected some other blocks, but those aren't necessary for this episode. The endstone alone wasn't enough for the build since I needed wool as well. So I went on a very long trip to collect wool for the roof and for banners that act like curtains. The last thing needed was obsidian and TNT, which weren't hard to acquire, and now let's see what the results will be. Take your guess. Is this build an elytra launcher or a suicide machine? I'll give you a few more seconds to decide, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, now that you locked in your decision, let's see the end result. Okay, so we go in, gonna drop, and we're gonna boom out. Okay, I follow steps now. I follow steps. I trust Mojang. So what they do is they put TNT there, and like that. Wait, this does not make sense. How is that gonna launch me? Okay, hold on. Nope, this should work. No, it's obsidian under there. I actually had faith. So now we have a build. It's just useless. It killed me. I thought I was gonna boom boom. Well, as you just saw, I didn't boo boo. Mojang, you lost my trust. I was angry until I realized that the next build was a trash bin. This is just so satisfying. What's not so satisfying is a 3-hour slime hunt that I had to do for a sticky piston. But then the next build is a shooting range. I feel like whatever Mojang employee created this probably was going through a hard time and decided to enable his genocidal inner self and just made 3 war inventions. Still doesn't change the fact that this is so satisfying. Let me also demonstrate to you my shooting range. So it actually is very cool. There are these target blocks, and if you hit a bullseye, you will get all 3 lamps to burn. But if you miss the bullseye slightly, it will light up 2, and if you are even less accurate, you'll only get to burn 1. Pretty cool redstone. Next was a maze, but I didn't have enough wheat to craft hay bales, so I left it while growing crops and building other builds like this next one. This is a train station, which I honestly love. I didn't put any rails throughout my base, since I don't really have an idea of how to lay out the railway. If you have any suggestions, feel free to tell me about it. But this was one of my favorite builds. Not because of the train station itself, but because I had to improvise. I pretty much built it in a very awkward position, so I had to kinda dig into the hill, but also the railway is supposed to be on the other side. However, flipping the build obviously wasn't wasn't the improvising, but this was. This is a tunnel that I built to access the entry of the train station. I will show it in depth at the end of the video. And with this one finished as well, Mojang takes us on an Irish trip since now we will add a windmill to our base. And guys, with this one in the process, we only have 6 builds left. We're so close to finishing. I had the perfect spot to build the windmill. There was this flat plateau that was slightly elevated from the rest of the base. It was right where the winds would breeze. So I started constructing over there. Now I will say that, Mojang, I'm sorry, but I'm not really a fan of this one. Look, I'm sorry, but why is it so small? This just looks so goofy. To build more of an atmosphere, I added wheat crops surrounding it. Now let's just move on. Alright guys, finally I can remove this portal because now we gotta make an automatic portal, which is basically gonna have 2 buttons, one that lits it and one that breaks it. Also, don't mind the sheep down here. I'm sorry if this portal bothered you, but I already knew that this build was coming, so I just left it for what it was. But before I can work on this, I need crying obsidian, so I'll have to nether travel. After gathering the materials, I started building, but I was running into some slight problems. Bro, it's not working. Dude, these pictures are so bad. Why is it not working? Why do they not show the other side? Oh my goodness. Eventually, I got it to work. Okay. I've done the build. Now, from the front, it looks like this. Looks pretty epic, I would say. Let's also put that. Now, Mojang did not build this part. Mojang did build like this over here, but that's about it. And I was like, okay, I'll just make a staircase because mine is on a hill. So I made this kind of staircase. Also, Mojang didn't have this stuff, but I didn't build it either. It was naturally generated. I'm just leaving it like that. It looks pretty epic. But there's our portal. Now, they don't really show the behind, so it looks like this from behind. And I can't put anything. I don't know. I tried to do something, but I broke the whole machine. So I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna touch it. But it's fine. I don't know. I'll see what I do from for the back. But from the front, it looks like this. Now this middle part is also designed by me. But yeah, for the rest, it's the Mojang build. And now we can lit it, and we can break it. Isn't that cool? That's pretty epic. And apparently this should make the... I made these for nothing then. Yeah. What? Why would you? Why? Why? It's time to expand the base, since I don't have enough space for the 3 final builds. This one actually took me the longest. Well, no, it was the suicide machine that took me the longest, but that was mainly because of the elytra hunt. However, this is an open air theater. You know, this world is special to me. I will elaborate while constructing the second final build. It was a fresh new world that I created about 60 play hours ago. Even though this project did take me around 200 days in Minecraft to finish, that isn't the root of its meaning to me. I'd like to talk about it sometime, but not really in this video, cause you know, I don't know if you give a fuck. However, you might be wondering, what in the name of notch is this pyramid supposed to be? Well, it's a cage. I traveled overseas to capture parrots and rob them from their natural habitat to lock them up in a pyramid with no ventilation whatsoever. However, after locking them up, I walked towards the final build. Oh no. Yep, okay. I'm an idiot. Okay, I made a slight mistake, but it's okay. You know why? power of editing. I forgot a build. There's one before the final one. It is this one. Yeah, it really was nothing special. And neither was the last one. Or actually, I take that back because I spent an hour collecting iron just for iron blocks that they used in the submarine's window. Yes, the final build is a submarine. It has one specialty though that I will show right now because we have reached the end result of what a quarter of a Mojang base would look like. After finishing the build that we skipped, remember? I'm sorry, okay? I will stop playing mind games. The maze also was nothing, to be completely honest with you. To bring my own final touch, I designed a lantern that I placed all around my base. I also connected the builds with pathway, but now I will finally show you around. And now, without any jokes, that was pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it, and the lights just turned on very beautifully. This project actually was very huge, and it was pure of building, so I hope I managed to make something good out of it and make something entertaining out of it. Let me know your thoughts of this video or this project, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe and have a nice day. See ya. Over here there's a very epic playlist, and over here there's a video that YouTube thinks you should watch.